Hi everybody, my name is Justin Lapier and I am the CEO of Buildaible. I wanted to create this quick video to give you kind of a peek behind the curtain of who we are, the team behind Buildaible, why we decided to build Buildaible, and showcase a few different ways that we're already utilizing a Buildaible application to track our progress further developing Buildaible. Our tasks for our development team, any issues that we're running into, any bugs, feature requests, and to showcase how Buildaible can be used even in your business. So me and my team, we've been developing solutions for businesses for years. We've been a custom software firm that does that. A lot of our clients come to us because their business is unique or is certain processes that there's just not really software out there that they can fit their business into. Now that does come at a cost. You know, they have to pay us to develop it. They have to pay us to scope out the solution, to properly architect it so it's scalable into the future. And a lot of small businesses can't afford that development cost. So in the past, those small businesses have subscribed to those box solutions and then tried to fit their business into how those solutions are built. That's not what we want. We want a program that fits your business, not that your business has to fit. So that was our goal for Buildaible. We also wanted to build a program that you didn't have to hire an outside team like us, because that costs money. That also takes time explaining to us how to run your business, what processes that you have. All that information you have in your head, you'd have to explain to us for us to develop it. Now in the past, with a lot of these builders, and this is the main reasons why we decided to build Buildaible, even though they're called low code and no code, it would still take a small business owner that maybe has never developed a solution before, months upon months to really learn how to use the system and how to properly architect the solution. It's not just about building, tables, fields, so that you can track that information. It's properly architecting it as well, so that way if new processes come into your business in the future, they can easily fit in and you don't have to rebuild that whole system. So with a lot of advancements in technology that we're seeing recently, like AI, we can actually now build a solution like this that utilizes AI to get you, a business owner, up and running in the matter of minutes in a solution that is fully customized to you, rather than spending tens of thousands of dollars to develop one, and that taking a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months before you're actually in there and using it. So we developed Buildaible, and we're building Buildaible with business owners in mind. We want to give small business owners the power that enterprise level companies have, to have solutions that fit them, not that they fit. That being said, I'm not going to do like a demo necessarily on the building today, but I'm going to show off, just showcase, one of the applications that we use here internally to develop these solutions and to further build out Buildaible. So let me go ahead and switch off my large video here so you can actually see my screen. So the first page that I'm coming up to is just where you would sign into your Buildaible account. Now, when you initially sign up, you give your account a name. Our name happens to be Build for our internal account. So you would go to app.buildaible.com/login/whatever your tenant name is. If you don't remember your tenant name, we do have a Find My Workspace on the website that you put in your email and it sends you a link to your workspaces. I'm going to go ahead and sign in here. And when I first come into Buildaible, when you first generate a new account, you are going to see no applications listed here. These are currently the applications that I have access to. And you would start by going to Build an App, and you would start developing your application from there. Right now, we have the no-code builder built in where you can click around and develop an application, but in the very near future, we are going to be releasing our AI builder that just takes you through a questionnaire, and at the end shows you the application it's going to craft based on the questions that you answered, and then you just click a button and you're up and running in minutes. You can then start plugging your data in and start utilizing the application. The main application that we utilize to run the development cycles for Buildaible is this home base. So I'm going to go ahead and click into home base here. The first thing that you're going to see when this page is loaded is our main dashboard here. So each application comes with one dashboard as of right now, but in the future we are going to be adding in where you can customize dashboards based on the role of the user that logs into the system. In order to customize dashboards, you would create the reports that you'd like that are built into Buildaible, and then you would go in and customize the dashboard and put what reports that you've previously built onto that page. So as you can see, we have a few different reports. One is going to be our tasks by status here. We've got 8 development tasks that are archived, 27 that are currently assigned. We've completed 79, have 1 on hold, 5 in progress, and then 8 that needs testing. We have issues, so it looks like we only have 1 current issue that's out there that's been submitted. We have feature requests by status, so completed, planning, needs review, and that's what we use our main dashboard for. Dashboards can also have tabs. As of right now, we only have 1 tab on this dashboard for tasks, but any reports that you built in the system can be placed on these dashboards. On the left-hand side, you're also going to see what makes up an application is the different tables of data. So tables are like categories or buckets of information. So if you wanted to have a CRM, for instance, you might have a customers table, interactions table that you could track like your emails, phone calls, etc. with a customer. Maybe a contacts table because maybe a company has multiple people that work at it that you're in contact with, so you'd have that. So that's what your tables are over here. Now this table's feature is specific to the user, so the user can actually drag and drop if they have more important tables they want to put at the top, and that user interface is specifically for that user. But I won't go into too many of those details right now. The other thing that you're going to notice on my screen here is you see developer mode up here, and it's currently turned on. Now I am an administrator in this application, so I have the ability to further customize it and tweak it. That gives me additional options underneath some of these drop downs here. If I actually turn developer mode off, those drop downs in most places actually go away, and then I can use it like I'm a regular user. I'm not actually further customizing the application. So if you're ever in an app and you're wondering why you don't have your customization options, either your role doesn't have that ability or you have your developer mode turned off up here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn mine back on. Now, again, these are the tables that are currently in the system. So the main components of an application are the app as a whole, tables within it, and then fields within those tables, so fields of information. So like going back to, when I just mentioned if you have a customers table for a CRM, you would then have fields in there like customer name, customer phone number, customer email, address, maybe notes on a customer, which would be like a multi-line text field that you can enter that. So those are fields. And then the last thing that makes up an application like this would be the relationships. And relationships are just an easy way of, or a way of saying that some of these tables may be related to each other. So back again in the example of the CRM that I mentioned before, you may have a customers table, and then you may have contacts, and those would be various contacts at that customer. And there would be a relationship between the customer and the contacts. So when you go to create a new contact, you could select from a drop-down which company or customer from the customers table that contact is linked to, and then you would enter that contact information. So then if you ever opened up that customer, you would see all their contacts listed below. Or if you opened up a contact, you would see the company name or customer name that they were attached to via the relationship. We won't get into all those details, but again, those are some of the components that our AI builder will do for you, so that you don't necessarily need to know how relationships work, how to properly connect tables within a solution. Our AI builder and eventual AI editor that will be a chat window within that you can access when you're in an app to further customize it will be able to help you with all those features. Now I'm going to go through just some of the tables just to show you kind of how we're using some of them. So as an example, we have this email templates table. So when you signed up for Buildaible, you would have received an email from us, welcoming you to it, giving you access to the or a link to get into your account and various other information. Now we use a separate tool to send those emails, but this is where we have put in some of our information of what those emails should say, and where we can tweak it in here and review as a team to determine if we want additional language. So for instance, new user invited, I can go ahead and open up this record here, and the email title is new user invited. Email subject, this is the subject that we include in that, and then here's the body of that email. So I can come in here if I wanted to and modify this and let my team know. So maybe maybe I say, well, I also want it to be their last name here, and I could go ahead and save this and let my team know, and then they would go update the language in our tool that sends these emails to what I entered here. I'm going to go ahead and discard my changes for that, and it brings me back to the table home. I'm going to jump down a little bit to development tasks that we're utilizing. So development tasks, these would be some of our tasks that we currently have out there that need to be worked on. Now, when I first come to this table, it's currently filtered to show me, it's currently showing me ones that I actually created in the system here, and that's based on a report filter of ones that are open that I created. But if I want to remove that filter, I can click right there, and now that's going to show me all of our development tasks we've ever had in the system here, because there's no filter on it. Additionally, one thing we're trying to do with Buildaible, so that you don't have to build as many reports, are the report filtering. So you can hit filters and select one of the pre-built filters that we've created in here, or you can create additional filter presets. So for instance, maybe I just want to see ones that need testing. So I could hit that, and now it's automatically going to filter these down to the ones that are currently in the need testing status. And I can see various information about them. I can also remove that filter, and now I'm back to seeing all of the development tasks that we have in the system here. Let me go ahead and add that filter back on. And we're going to go ahead and look at some of these. So as an example, I showed you before, you can click there to go into an individual record, and it would be tabbed kind of like a browser tab. Additionally, you can hit the plus buttons here to open up multiple records, and then you can click between them to look at the various information in them. And then close those records out when you no longer want them open. When you actually open up one of these, if you do have developer mode turned on and you're an administrator, you can see how the form currently looks. So we've got our task name and our task information here, different types of fields, drop-down fields. These are user fields. These are, that's a drop-down as well. These are URL fields. This is a text field. So you can create different fields within the system. When you're on the form again, and if you have developer mode turned on, you can hit this drop down here and hit edit form. And that actually takes you into the form builder. Now when I'm in the form builder, I like to close the sidebar here so I can see the full view of how it's going to look when I do put it into the page. And on this page, you can modify how big fields are. So I'm going to go ahead and make this description field a little bigger. And I made that file attachment field a little smaller. I'm also going to reduce the size of these sections here. You can colorize sections, so if I wanted that to be a different color, I could do that. If I wanted the description of the task section to be a different color, I could do that. I'm going to turn these off though, because I don't want them to be colorized currently. And I'm going to go ahead and save this. So now, it's going to take me back to the form, and now you'll notice that file attachment field is a lot smaller, but it's more somewhat aligned with the description field here. And now that's the form that my team will be using when they come in to edit this now. They will now see these changes. They can come in now, drop a file in, and even though that field's a little smaller, and customize it. Additionally, let's say that, for instance, actually, let me go back into one of these forms. Let's say, for instance, I wanted another file attachment field. Like I've only got one file attachment field, I want to add another one. From this drop down, I can hit add field. I'm going to call it file 2 since I already have a file field. Select file attachment. This show in table home is whether or not it's going to be shown on the main report when you open up that table. I can go ahead and turn that off. And then hit done here. Now if I wanted to add another field, I could hit the plus. It would add this field and then it would take me in to set up a new field. But I'm going to go ahead and hit done. And now you can see it has dropped that file attachment field in here under the description. So if I want that back over here, maybe I want it next to the other file field, I could hit this drop down, edit form, and then hit these 3 little bubbles because I got to move it over to this other section. I'll move it to the task details section. I'm going to make this field smaller, a little smaller. Put this up next to it. I like them being uniform when I create these. Reduce the size of the section a little bit. And now I'll go ahead and save. So now that form has 2 file attachment fields that can now be used going forward when we enter these development tasks into the system. And I'm going to bring my sidebar back. That's the beauty of a solution like this. As your business grows, as things change, if you figure out that you need to track other pieces of information about a client or any of your projects, if you're creating a project management solution in here, anything, it can constantly be customized and added to allow you, or allow the system rather, to fit your business as opposed to your business fitting the system. We're really looking forward to getting more people on the platform, having you all utilize it and give us customer feedback. We're going to be doing some different workshops starting in early April. We will be having a office hours every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern that anyone can join, ask questions. We'll be showing off tips and tricks, and you know, we value customer feedback, any customer feedback. Positive, negative, any of that feedback will help us improve this product along the way. At any point, if you want to, please reach out to me, Jlapier, L-A-P-I-E-R, at Buildaible.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how you're using the product. I'd love to hear ideas that you may have, tweaks, changes, anything. Our goal is to make this product and put this into the hands of small business owners so that they can have the power that large organizations that have these astronomical budgets and astronomical development teams have of building a solution that fits them, that fits their business, so that way they can focus on the craft that they can provide to their clients and the service that their clients are paying them for. We don't want you to have to juggle your systems. We want your systems to help you so that it can increase the value of your organization, put time back in your day that you can focus on other things, and that's the whole power of Buildaible. Please reach out if you have any questions, comments, feedback, and happy building. Have a good one.